What's up, everyone? It's Sierra, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another speed build. Today, we are in the world of Brindelton Bay. This came with the cats and dogs pack, just in case you were wondering if you didn't have this pack or something. But this is one of my favorites. We are building a traditional family home today. It is the holidays, so I wanted to do another winter season home for everyone. I did not use any custom content in this build. I promised to do more builds without any CC in them, so this is definitely one of them. I wanted this to be a decent size home, but not too big to where you lose your Sims during gameplay. But this is a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom home. It does not have a laundry room in here. I know a lot of people don't have the laundry room pack, so I wanted to keep it out of this one. As you guys can tell, I did mess with the roofing a lot. I wanted this just to be like very traditional style home. So I kind of just went back and forth. Quite a bit with it, I am not gonna lie. But I did use a decent amount of stuff from the Seasons and Snowy Escape packs. I did use just some like base game steps in here. Like nothing too crazy. And then I wanted to do just like a little bit of a darker roofing. And I wanted to use like the darker red brick. I wasn't too sure if I wanted it to be all brick. I was gonna like throw in maybe some like stone or something in here. Or maybe that like, I don't know what that is. If it's like not like tiling, but it's like siding that came with like the cats and dogs pack. But I did use the windows from Snowy Escape. I thought about using the ones from Seasons, but I just love these windows that we got with Snowy Escape so much. So I kind of just put them everywhere. But I ended up did using like stone for the I don't know, like the fireplace thing outside. I'm sorry, you guys. But for like the porch, I kind of wanted it to be a wraparound porch, but I ended up just kind of keeping it a little bit smaller. I do love the wraparound porches, but I was like, nah, just not in this one. And as you can tell, I'm kind of building this like in the summertime. I do most of my builds like in the spring or during the summer, just so I can see like when I'm doing the landscaping, and then usually I'll switch over to like winter or fall depending on the build that I'm doing. But I did put a decent amount of gardens in here. I did want to add some kind of like driveway to this build. I know I do that quite frequently. I really like making the homes just kind of like as realistic as possible, I guess. Just makes like gameplay so much more fun. At least I think it does. But like I said, I did put a lot of gardens and stuff in here, a lot of landscaping. I cut out majority of me doing like the gardens and stuff around the front of the home, just because it took me quite some time, and I know that's not like everyone's favorite thing to watch. It's like watching someone do just like landscaping all the time, especially when it took me like, I think like 3 hours or something just to do like all the landscaping all together for this home. I wanted it to be very similar to like the other like houses and just like the world around it in general, with like using the trees and just like the plants in the shrubbery and stuff like that. I want it I didn't want it to look like too out of place. And I do love using like these little stones in my builds, like along the pathways and stuff. It just gives the outside just so much more character. At least I think it does. And like I said, I try not to like keep it all in for you guys because it's not that much fun to watch. But I just kind of mess with like the landscaping a little bit. I wanted to add some more trees, and then I'll always go into debug and like add some debug cars in here, just to make it more like realistic. I don't know. I just absolutely love it. And then I just used like a basic base game fence for in the back. I wanted the backyard to be like a decent size. I didn't want it to be too small. So mainly because I wanted to add a pool to the backyard at some point. So I was like, okay, I need to put this on like a decent sized lot. And then I also need to just make the backyard, when it's fenced in, just like a decent size. And lately I haven't really been putting in like the mailboxes, like in the front yards. I've been using the ones that came with like, I think it's Snowy Escape. The ones that you can put like right by the front door. So I have actually been doing that a lot. But I did mess with this floor plan so much in here. Like, I don't know why. For some reason, I just got stumped. I don't know. I took like a small break for a while. I was supposed to upload this like 4 days ago. For like 4 or 5 days ago, and I really apologize. But I don't know. I did the whole backyard not the backyard, but like the whole landscaping and everything else. And then when it came time to do the floor plan, I was just like stumped. And as you can see, I was just like, maybe I'll just add like a little bump out here to the office area. I really kind of struggled with that. I ended up not putting it in. I did leave some of the floor plan struggle in for you guys. I know I cut a lot of that out, but I really wanted to leave it in here for you. So I didn't leave it all in though. I did cut some of it out, I promise. But I did put in like a bunch of like columns and stuff in here, which is like one of my favorites. But getting into the living room, I did cut out like just like a tiny bit, not much, just like me gathering just a couple little like clutter items and stuff like that. I cut out like the bathroom downstairs. I did leave like some of the bathrooms from upstairs, some of that footage in for you guys to look at, but I just used some of the stuff from like cats and dogs. I really love that furniture. I wanted this to be like kind of like an older home feel, but kind of updated, but not really. Just like a very traditional home, like I said before. But even like the dining room, I didn't want it to be too big. I wanted it just to be enough to fit the 4 Sims that I planned on living here, the family that I envisioned. And I didn't want to like clutter it up too much. I just put like a mirror and a couple little basic plants and stuff in there. And then of course you cannot forget the Christmas tree. I definitely almost forgot about the Christmas tree. I'm kind of upset with myself, but I remembered to like gather up all the presents and everything. Then I was like, oh my gosh, the Christmas tree. What am I thinking? But the kitchen, I normally don't use these countertops. So I definitely branched out a little bit, especially, they came with, I can't remember the pack. I'm so sorry. But I end up using like the Parenthood cabinets up top and just some like Dream Home Decorator stuff as well. I think that's just like a base game sink that I threw in. I did remember to put in the trash can this time. Very proud of myself. We all know sometimes I forget to put in the trash can. So that can be an issue sometimes. But like I said, I just kind of went in, put in some basic clutter items. I did put in less clutter than I normally do in here. At one point, I put in like the tea brewer. I took it out and I forgot to put it back in. I don't know like where my mind was at that time. I was just trying to like not use a lot of clutter. I was like just like so laser focused on that. But like I said, I just kind of like moved stuff around a little bit in here. I definitely changed out that like little side area. I don't know. It's like a little like mudroom thing. I ended up putting in some other stuff in there. You'll see later. I completely like changed that out. That leads out to the backyard. I was just like not feeling it. And then I always like wanted to use that little salt and pepper shaker. I try to use it as much as possible. And I was like, since this is like a holiday build, I'll make it red and green. Why not? And then you always have to add like the utensils and stuff in here just to make it feel just more realistic. And I definitely wanted to add an island in this build. So that was like one of the very last things that I did. Usually that's like one of the first things that I do, but I don't know. I saved it for last for some reason. I guess I don't know. But like I said, I just kind of like move things around a little bit with all the clutter and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy, honestly, for in the kitchen. But getting into the mudroom, I changed it up. I deleted everything. I almost even changed the wall color, but I ended up keeping it the way it was. I wanted some type of like shelving or something in here. So I ended up using the Dream Home Decorator, those like little, oh my gosh, what are they? They're like the little like square like wall hanging things, shelves. But I like to use them as like little cubbies for like shoes and stuff like that, for like by like the front door or the back door or like anything like that. And then I just put in some like basic clutter items in here as well, like nothing too crazy. I sized that thing down from Snowy Escape so many times. It was kind of ridiculous, but you know what? In the end, we ended up making it work completely. So, you know what? Can't complain. And then moving to the office, as you can tell, I moved the desk around quite a bit. I really did not know like exactly where I wanted it to be. Usually I'll like push it up against a wall or something, but I was like, I really don't want it there. I want it to almost be like the main focus for the room in a sense. So I ended up moving it to more of like the center of the room, and then I love that desk that I was using, but every single computer was just hanging over it. So I was like, nah, I don't know like how well this is going to work out. But you know what? It's perfectly okay. But I just used some like simple base game stuff in here. I didn't want to go too crazy, like I said before, with using all of the packs. I know some of you guys don't have every single pack that Max's has put out and everything. But I did not know like what kind of bookshelving units like I wanted to put in. I ended up just using the ones from like Parenthood in here. Nothing like too crazy. And then just some like normal, just like decor items and stuff. And then we move up to the upstairs. Like I said, I wanted this just to be 2 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 1 bathroom downstairs, the 2 upstairs. I wanted this just to, I don't know. I wanted the girls' room to like be a decent size, but sometimes I make them like the bedrooms too big. So I was like very mindful with just making like, I don't know, just making the bedrooms like a little bit smaller and then making the hallway like just a tad bit bigger than normal. And then even for like the rugs and stuff like that, I didn't want it to look too crazy. I really did go back and forth a lot with all the rugs for the upstairs. But I kind of just wanted to like carry the color scheme from downstairs up here. So I did use a decent amount of stuff from like the pastel pop kit for in the girls' room. But for the parents' room, I wanted to use like the Seasons bed, which I rarely use. But you know what? It's okay. We made it work. I actually really like the colors and everything. I ended up using the gray walls from Parenthood and then just putting in like a bunch of clutter. I was not liking how like that side wall right there was like looking, because you can see like the roofing kind of clipping through a little bit, and it's like impossible to fix that like ever. So I ended up putting like mirrors and stuff up and through there, like nothing too crazy, honestly. And then just doing like a bunch of like clutter and everything. On the dresser, I ended up throwing in, because they have like a balcony and stuff out there, I ended up throwing in a door out there for them and everything, just so they can access it. You know, I thought it'd be kind of cute. And like, even like I said, with the like, dresser and everything else, I just kind of added like a bunch of clutter throughout. Even on like their nightstands and everything, I added a lot of clutter on here. Which I don't know. I tend to add a decent amount of clutter in all these builds. No big deal though, right? But I did really enjoy building this because, like I said, I know I really prefer doing like more modern builds. So I was like, you know what? It's really no big deal. I really do like doing traditional homes sometimes. But I did use a lot of the stuff from like Dream Home Decorator and the clutter kit in this home. I love everything we got from the clutter kit. I did get rid of a lot of like my CC clutter, which kind of helps a lot. But the girls' room was a lot of fun to do, if you guys can't tell. It was a lot of fun, a lot of clutter, just... I wanted it to be very just like pastel-ish, especially with like the chair and everything I put in. I know I kind of swapped around the rug like a lot. And I really do apologize for that. But I wanted them to have like a little desk area and stuff and like a little seating area. I wish I could have like fit like 2 little small desks like next to each other. But I kind of like went back and forth. I kind of cut that out. It just did not look right. It kind of just looked too cluttered and everything else. So I was like, it's, you know, it's really okay. We'll just leave it the way it is. But like I said, I had a decent amount of clutter in this home, especially in like the girls' room. You know, I just like, I love all the like the different stuff we got from like the high school years pack and everything. So I really wanted to like utilize that stuff in here, and especially like the pastel pop kit and the little campers kit. I used like a decent amount of stuff from there, if you guys can't tell already. And I wanted to give them some type of like plants and stuff in here. So I definitely went in and gave them some like hanging wall plants and everything else in here, which I really enjoyed. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, like I said, I did mess with their room quite a bit. Even with like the dresser, I didn't know like what I wanted for the dresser either. And I did struggle with that. Because I didn't want to get rid of like the curtains or anything like that. And there was like a lot of clipping going on. So I was like, you know what, let's just move it over. We had to move like the door and everything over, which I'm totally fine with. It wasn't a big deal like at all. And then we just threw like a lot of like clutter and everything on top of the dresser. I do love everything we got from the pastel pop kit. I try to use, as like I said like a bajillion times already, I try to use as much as possible in here from like the pastel pop kit, especially with like wall decorations and stuff like that, whenever I could put them in. I know I kind of like didn't leave a lot of room for wall decorations like in the girls' room. So I was like, you know what, it's okay. We can make it, we'll make it work. I promise we will make this work. But then I just put in like basic stuff. Like I said, I did leave some of the bathroom build decorating in here for you guys. I know it's not like the most fun thing to watch. So I was like, I'll just leave like a little bit in for like the girls' room or the girls' bathroom and the parents' bathroom. Just kind of like me putting in like the clutter items and stuff like that. I didn't want it to be anything like too crazy when I was leaving this in, you know what I mean? I did cut like a decent amount of this out, but even like in the hallway and stuff, I didn't want it to leave it like too empty. So I put in like a lot of like clutter items and stuff. Well, not like too much like clutter in there, but I wanted to make it feel just like really lived in when I was doing the hallway and everything. I don't know. I just really didn't want it to just be like completely empty. And then even for like the outside, when we gave the parents like the balcony and everything else, I wanted to make sure we added in just like a little, like I said earlier, just like a little seating area and stuff for them to kind of like hang out and everything else. And I also wanted to definitely put a pool in this backyard. Definitely putting in the pool is one of my absolute favorites. And then I'll usually add like, not too often, but I'll add like this little like deck area next to the pool. As you guys can tell that I've been kind of like building out. I kind of don't do this too often. It is kind of like, I don't know, you kind of have to mess with it just a tiny bit. It's really nothing like too crazy. It's just like with the terrain, you have to like mess with it a little bit. And then even the fencing ends up looking a little weird. Like, as you guys can tell, it kind of like, it's like the roof, or not the roofing, I'm sorry. The fencing is like a little like offset. But like I said, I just wanted to add like a pool and stuff in here. I didn't want to add like too much to the backyard. Cause I wanted like the pool and like that deck to like be the main focus. I kind of went like back and forth with how big I wanted that deck area to be. It was kind of interesting, I'm not going to lie, to build, because there has been times where I like elevate that the pool too as well and make it like a deck and a pool like all in one, attached to the home, but I kind of just wasn't feeling it. But it's okay. You know what? I love the way it looks. So, and then I just added some cute like little stairs and stuff leading up. I put like that larger fencing around it just to give it like a little bit more like privacy and stuff like that. And then, like I said, just some like basic, like decor stuff. I wanted like lights and stuff around here. I didn't want to add just too much, even though I almost put out like lounge chairs and stuff up there instead, but I ended up not doing it. And then I ended up just adding in like a small like little garden area to the front as well. Nothing like too crazy, to be completely honest. I just wanted a little extra something in here because it was looking, I don't know, just a little bit plain, to be completely honest. I just needed to add a little bit something just in that little corner where we added the fencing like around the home and everything else. And then I did like the rocks and everything around. I always size them down like I did throughout the front. I just wanted it to look very cohesive. And I did the same for the back as well, just doing like the rocks, sizing them down and everything. And then I just kind of went through and put in like a bunch of like the holiday decoration stuff from Seasons and from like the holiday pack, which I'm pretty sure was like free for everyone in the holiday pack. The holiday pack was free for everyone to download. And I don't know why I ended up putting in like, I ended up switching out the mailbox as well. Yeah, and like I said, I probably should have switched this to winter when I was decorating, but you know what? It's okay. I ended up changing it out in the end. So honestly, it really isn't that big of a deal. It still looks really good. But I ended up putting like snowflakes and stuff on the windows just for like a little extra decor. And that is really it, you guys. I will put this on the gallery for everyone to download. As always, do not forget to hit like and subscribe. I will make sure I do more builds without any custom content. I also upload videos on here almost every single day, just in case you were wondering. I hope everyone has an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.